an audio-only recording of an exercise session for Vision of Adventure. This recording is supported by Disability Rights UK. A cycle session led by Kath Finn. Please note that you'll need some form of stationary bike with controllable resistance for this session.
So we'll go, welcome to everyone. This is session 2, bit of a mixture. We've been warming up for a couple of minutes here while we had a technical glitch sorted out. So for everyone on screen, I would like you to just turn your resistance up a little bit and go. So we're building a little bit of effort and hopefully generating a little bit of warmth. Because that would be good. I was riding outside today, the first half freezing, and we were both really tired and really hungry when we got in, and I think it's just the cold air at the moment. So those who are in garages or sheds, respect your body when it's going, what are you trying to do to me? I'm freezing, and give it half a chance. So we'll just continue with this for a while. Don't worry about your cadence at the moment. And welcome to Sam, who's just joined us, who hasn't been with us before, if I'm so yay, excellent. Well done you for making it tonight. And then everyone else here tonight, everyone's on mute, Sam, so they can't say hello, but I'm sure they'll give you a wave or two and say welcome. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 6 other people cycling with you and me telling you what to do. I'm Kath, I'm a cycle coach and a triathlete coach, and I've done quite a bit of guiding for Vision of Adventure, and I ran these sessions last year for people. So it's brilliant that we've put them back on. And everyone who's here, I hope to see you at a triathlon this year. So there you go, Sam. The die is cast. Now let's just go for a little bit more build. So trying to keep the same cadence. So that's the number of times your pedals go around in a minute that you were at. I'll put the metronome on in a bit so you can hear it, but for the minute, I just want you to work with your own bodies. Keep the same cadence and put the resistance up a little bit. So you're still building. It should be still very possible. It shouldn't be that difficult because we're still very definitely in warm-up. That's looking great. Think about that basic position. We did quite a lot on this last year, so it's great to see that lots of people have remembered, looking really nice. So we were talking about knees all pointing forwards, which I can't see from here for most people, but that's really good, and that's good for your hip health and your knee health particularly. Ankles are fairly flexible, they don't have to be fixed. Seat bones are on the saddle, so we're really sitting onto the saddle because we want all our power to go through the saddle into the pedals, and we want them to be bending forwards from the hips. So what we want to avoid is a little group of turtles here with a little hunched back. So we want bending forward from the hip with the back straight. And the control for that ideally is coming from your core. Your lower back ideally is not holding your weight up. If it is, when you're riding, you end up getting very, very tired. And lower back issues are really common amongst cyclists. And obviously, we have our hands hopefully on the handlebars, unless you're sitting up, just cruising along. And while we're doing that, we've got very relaxed shoulders. So our shoulders blades are dropped down this lovely long back, and our arms are slightly bent. Because if you ride with them straight on the road, they send any road shock like potholes straight up into your neck. And we want to avoid that. So if they're slightly bent, then they act as shock absorbers and they take a lot of the vibration out for the rest of your body. Because again, cyclists' necks often get really sore. Now, you've been building for a little bit, so just want you to drop back to nice and easy. So lower the resistance. If you're happy at the cadence you're at, keep it, but you should have less power going through your legs. It should feel easier. I'll just do that for a minute and then we'll start to build again. Remember that your core should be locked on, so there's very little upper body movement. There we go. I'll do another 40 seconds like this. I'm good. Just trying to work the watch out, so I'm not working too hard. I hope it's playing a games. And we've got a couple of items of clothing coming off, so warm-up's working. Right, that's a minute of nice, easy. So we're going to build again for 3 minutes. So we want a little bit more resistance, and then as we go through this, I'll suggest that you put a little bit more on and a little bit more on. So just, no, we want to be trying to come into 90 cadence, which is this kind of thing. So one knee should be up every time you hear that beat. Lovely, head still. Unless you've got such a big pilot, you've got to wobble your head to get the wind to refresh you. You want a nice still head. And ideally, that means you can hide in behind them and you're far more aerodynamic and you need less effort. And you stay warmer. They catch all the wind and all of that stuff. Okay, we definitely need a little bit more pressure on now, so a bit more resistance. Try and hold your cadence. I've got a couple of people smiling, so it must be all right so far. And a little bit more resistance again. Same cadence though, hold your speed. And then at the end of this minute, we're going to have 30 seconds where you have a bit of a rest, and then 30 seconds when you go for it. And we're going to do that 3 times. So you've still got half a minute to go. So this should be at the minute kind of medium hard. You shouldn't be puffing and gasping, but it should feel like you are having to work a little bit. Oh, sleeves rolled up for some people. Okay, another 15 seconds. Three, 2, 1, and relax for 30 seconds. At the end of 30 seconds, I want you to ride really hard for 30 seconds. So you probably need to put your resistance up to get enough resistance to push hard against. And 30 seconds is quite a long time to ride very fast for. And your cadence, your speed of pedal turnover should be pretty quick. And we're going to do it twice more. So pace yourselves a little bit. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. Hard for 30 seconds. Really fast. Lots of force going through. Well done. Excellent. Halfway there. 5 seconds. 2, 1, relax for 30. And this is the one that's is firing all your nerves. So it's preparing your body for later work, which sounds counterintuitive, but it's a really good thing in a warm-up. Are you ready to go again? 3, 2, 1, and sprint, 30 seconds. Remember, keep your top body as still as you can, as little stress as possible through your arms, all going down through your legs. Steve Bateman's nailed it. Lovely, Emily. Looking great. Well done, Teresa. Almost there. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax for 30 seconds. Excellent. All right, sorry, Samantha. I took the liberty of calling you Sam straight away, and I don't know if that's okay or not. My apologies. Okay, thank you. I got 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Last 30 seconds. Off you go. Brilliant. There's some great fast legs there. Lovely. Steve Irwin, yours are so fast, your video can't keep up with them. Excellent. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Chill out. Okay, chill out a little bit, but keep your legs moving. Get a drink if you need one. So we've kind of finished the warming up bit. And the next bit we're going to do is the overgeared efforts. So that means that we slow our cadence down to 60, which I will put on here for you. And we put our resistance up. And we really want to be feeling our quads and glutes working. And we want to have as much power on as we can move with our legs going at 60 cadence without standing up. And we're going to do that in a little pyramid. So just so you know what's coming in terms of time, we're going to go it for 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 6 minutes, 4 minutes, 2 minutes. So that is 18 minutes of basically strength work. So it's quite hard work. Of 30 seconds rest in between each bit of time. So between the 2 and the 4, between the 4 and the 6. So I hope you've all kind of understood that, but I'm sure you'll get the idea as we go along. We're going to be ready to start the first 2 minutes at this cadence. So it's very slow, starting now. Now listen for the beat. One knee should be at the top every time it beats. And you should be pushing so hard that you can really feel your glutes, clench your glute muscles, and you can feel your core turning on to hold you still on the bike. Looking good. Steve, slow your cadence down. Or put your resistance up. It looks very fluid. Steve Ewan. It should feel quite hard work in a kind of grunty kind of way. So you should be able to breathe quite easily. That looks just about perfect, Sam. That looks good. You've got another minute. Excellent. Half a minute to go. So when we do the sprint bit in the warm-up, we're firing our nerves. When we do these bits, we're really trying to build strength and power in the muscles for the hills. And the firing of the nerves will help this to be more efficient, believe it or not. 1 second, 2, 3. Okay, relax for 30 seconds. Take some of your resistance off. Try and spin your legs a little bit because you will have generated some lactate, and that will help clear it. Because the body will take all that lactate and turn it back into sugar. It's really clever. So that's your fuel source that you need to get back into your body. Okay, you're nearly ready. 3, 2, 1, go. You're now going for 4 minutes of the same thing. So it should feel almost like you're having to push yourself back a tiny bit or curl your tailbone forward so a little bit of the back of your seat bones goes on the saddle to give you more leverage to push a big resistance. So hopefully finding it hard. Emily, is that feeling a bit like pushing a large block uphill? I've got half an agreement. And a smile, yeah. Liz, you're furrowing your brows. I think you must be working really hard, but that's the only bit of you I can see. Yeah, well done. Yeah. Teresa looks like she's really pushing. I can see that. I can see your back working, but you're trying to really hold your body still. Well done. See if you can just relax your arms a tiny bit. Yeah, so good face on Diane. Just try and hold your upper body a little bit stiller, Diane, if you can. You might lock in your core. Well done. That's great. Sam, I can just see your head and you're looking good. You look like you've got a face that says, yeah, you're having a bit of an effort here and you're pushing pretty hard. Well done. Steve Bateman, churning it out. Happy there, I assume. You just look like you live on that bike. Set up in the house. Not sure it's got pride of place, but possibly. Well done, Steve. Try and flatten your back a little bit and bend your elbows a little bit. Yeah, it's better. Nice. Now, after all that, you've still got another minute. Doing brilliantly. Diane's going, oh my gosh, another minute. It's looking good. Half a minute to go. Lovely, 10 seconds. When you get your rest, you've got 30 seconds. So think, do you need to drink? Do you need to stand up? 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds rest. Halfway there, you've only got 10 seconds left now. And we're going for 6 minutes this time. 3, 2, 1, go. And when we get to the end of this one, you're going to have a minute, but rather than a second's rest, you're going to work too hard. And when you go back to 90 cadence and put medium effort in. Because we've been doing what everybody does at the top of a hill. You go up, you creak your way up the hill, you pant and puff, you get to the top, you heave a sigh of relief and you stop. And quite often in the lakes, it's worth it because you get to feel the wind in your face, you can have a rest, you get your breath back, you let your pilot recover, and then off you go. But there's a few of you here doing other stuff. When you get to the top of a hill, rather than taking your foot off the gas, if you can, when you're doing triathlon or you're riding sportives, you want to keep going. Because it's a really good time to put in a little burst of speed and start flying down the other side. And you'll find a lot of people do what we've just been doing, get to the top, back off, get the breath back, and then think about going. You can be 200 yards down the road by the time they've done that. So next time we're just going to come off and keep going. It also means to carry a little bit of speed into that lovely downhill, which is really refreshing. Chills you off, depending what season it is. Sometimes that's not a good thing. But in summer, it's nice. And you get faster sensation quicker. And 1 or 2 people I've asked about why do they like cycling so much, that's what they've said. It's like, it's the only time I get to go really fast and feel safe. So you might as well make the most of it. And the fact that you all then say, oh yeah, I feel safe, I'm quite happy to sit behind so-and-so. Hats off to you. Those of us who are used to being at the front find it very, very, very unnerving at the back because we want control. And anyone who does it with their partner, well done. We've once ridden a tandem together for about 300 yards. And I think we were getting fairly close to fighting then. A whole course would see us having a divorce halfway through, I'm fairly sure. When we were doing the guide training, so we were all riding behind people and being piloted by other guides. It was someone who managed to bend a set of handlebars in the wrong direction because he was trying so hard to turn the bike and he couldn't. He didn't have control because he was on the back. Right, you've got 2.5 minutes left. So I hope you all have sore quads and glutes tomorrow. Yeah, Sam says she's going to. Good. Job well done. That's only because mine hurt a lot because I raced on Sunday. I went for a fell run and I don't normally run on the fells. It was quite long and it was very cold and it was really good fun. But I was a little bit uncomfortable yesterday. And today I seem to be able to move not too bad again. Okay, this is the biggest one and you're almost there. Well, minute and a half. I don't know if you call that almost there or not. 2/3 done. And these are really easy, short sessions compared to climbing in the lakes. But I read some really good stuff about sessions that are mentally difficult, like these, are really good for your psychology for when you're riding. Because what you're also training here is your mind to be able to push through stuff and keep going and do things that are uncomfortable. And because it's in a place where there isn't that much stimulation and it's cold, there's no like music or swift videos distracting you. It's really good for when you do stuff where there are distractions and you're talking to your pilot and you can hear stuff in the countryside, and it makes it easier. So not only are you training your muscles, you're training your mind. Okay, 15 seconds. Well done. 3, 2, 1. Change to 90 and have a medium resistance and keep going. For a minute. So we're effectively going kind of down a bit of an undulation, trying to keep speed up, trying to get to the tee shot before Dave. Half a minute gone. Well done. Great switch to fast cadence. Good. Okay, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to 60. You've hit the next uphill for 4 minutes. Well, I think we've got the last coat coming off apart from mine. And mine's staying on. My house is probably about as cold as some of your garages. And having sold it like that, Emily, if you come up here to race for June, come and stay. It'll be warm then. 3 minutes to go. Well done. Keep that force. You're in your last 6 minutes now altogether, because this is 4 minutes and then we'll do another 2. So you can judge your resistance. If you think you're getting away with it, make it a little bit harder. If you think your thighs are burning and your legs are about to fall off, keep it where it is. Good. Nobody's gone for the resistance button, so I guess you all judged it pretty well. Almost halfway through. Push over the top. Push over the top of that pedal stroke. So at 12 o'clock, just before 12 o'clock, you should be putting on a load of force so you can really put power on as soon as possible. Nice. Think about kicking steps in the snow, damaging your toes by kicking a football straight, or kicking no, that's not very nice. Kicking someone you don't like, I was going to say. Kicking a door when you're really cross. Don't make holes in it. My son did do that once. He got so cross, and he used to be pretty uncontrollably cross when he was little. So we picked him up under, like, put him in his room, holding the door shut, and he was so cross that he spent the next 20 minutes kicking the wall. And he managed to make quite large holes in the plaster. And he was big enough to have pocket money, so he was carted down to the DIY shop, pocket money on the table for the filler, back up to his room to mend it. He didn't do it again, and he is now quite embarrassed when I remind him. You've only got half a minute. And it seems to go forever. 10 seconds. Ready to swap. And it's 90 cadence, 3, 2, 1, medium resistance. So if you can, some measure of effort for a minute, but then you've got 2 minutes of hard effort again. And that's it on this bit. Excellent. And we're coming to the end of a minute. So 3, 2, 1. Back to a nice slow cadence, heavy hills. You go cycling in Holland, you never have to do this, it's flat. It's an amazing experience. The only thing I cycled up was a sand dune. Last 2 minutes. Make the most of it. Push that leg over the top. Driving it forwards and down. Really try and feel your glutes working. Because your glutes are the most powerful bit of, well, certainly your cycling muscles, but they're the bits that tend to not bother doing anything if they can get away with it. And your quads are really overexcited about life, and they tend to take over if they can. You've got 1 minute left. Brilliant. Doing well. Make the most of the last 30 seconds. Excellent. 3, 2, 1, and just spin. Recover, have a drink, stand up. Do whatever you feel would be nice. Spin your legs really fast if they feel like being spun really fast. Just twiddle them around with no resistance if that's what they want. Drinks back. Yeah, that shift of position is good. It's nice to move your body around. There's probably been quite a lot of tension going through it. If you want to sit back in your saddle and just like step the tension out your shoulders, roll your shoulders back, because some people are definitely doing a bit of like pushing quite hard through them, holding a lot of tension in the body. I like it. Now, please, could you put your thumb up in front of your chest? Apart from Steve, I can't see that. If you have got your feet attached to the pedal in some way. So Emily's a yes, Liz is a yes, Steve will be a yes. Not sure. Teresa, thumb up attached? Yeah. Yeah, all right. Steve, thumb down. Okay, the majority have. So we're going to do the next bit. Those who haven't, basically, you get life just a little bit easier. So we're going to do some 30 seconds on one leg. So if you can't, if your foot is not attached to the pedal, then do 30 seconds with two legs, but do a bit of a sprint like we did at the beginning. So you get a different type of workout. It doesn't matter what cadence you do one leg, you need a little bit of resistance to have enough momentum and enough force to be able to pull up the back of the pedal stroke. And it's a good drill for improving your pedaling technique and that fluidity of pedaling. So I like it. So we're going to go for 30 seconds on one leg. We obviously then have to do 30 seconds on the other leg. So we'll swap them around a bit, but we'll see how we go. We ready? So whichever leg you want to use first. Ready, steady, go. Ten seconds left. If you start to cramp, then obviously put your other leg back on, please. And both legs for 30 seconds. And I'll check out how you found that at the end when you're able to speak to me. Some people find it quite easy. Some people find it really, really tiring. And some people find there's a bit of a clunk like at the top at about 12 o'clock, top of the stroke. Are you ready with your other leg? 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Other leg for 30 seconds. Most people, I can't see your spare leg, so the one that you're not using, just if possible, have it down towards the floor or in front of your bike. Try not to put it back behind you because that alters the angle on your back. We go 3, 2, 1. If you have it kind of propped on your bike in front, that's okay, but try not put any force through it. So be very careful of propping yourself up. Nice one. And we're going to have 30 seconds rest, then we're going to do that again. So we're going to use one leg after the other again. 10 seconds to go. So with your original leg, 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds. Find a resistance you can manage. You might need to play around with that a little bit if you're not used to it. So you shouldn't feel obviously any pulling or tearing at the top as you try and get your leg over the top. 3, 2, 1. Spin around. You've got 30 seconds, and then we'll do the other leg for the last time. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Second time on the second leg. Teresa, you see you built a little bit of momentum there. Well done. Yeah, it's not that easy sometimes. And you have to try and sit straight, hold yourself on and all that. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Just spin out. So a little chance to recover from that. And then we'll do a little bit of sprinting. I'm gonna. Okay, so the low cadence stuff is very much building strength without stressing your cardiac system. So your heart rate at that point was reasonably low, although it will have felt like quite hard work. When you're sprinting, it's normal for your heart rate to be fairly high. So you're really using your lungs and your heart. So at that point, you'll probably generate quite a lot of lactate, and you're training a completely different energy system and way of riding. So it's quite fun to have a mixture and do both. So we're going to do, I would say, we're going to do a minute, and I would say sprint, but it isn't really strictly a sprint, because sprints kind of, if you get 10 seconds at absolute maximum, then you're doing pretty well. So we're going to do fast as opposed to sprint. And a minute when you're going fast feels like a really long time. And then we'll have a minute rest in the hope of allowing the heart rate to come down a bit. And then we'll do it again. And we'll do, I've got 4. I haven't got time to do 4. We'll do 3. Are we ready? Oh, yep, seated and ready to go. 3, 2, 1, off you go. So this is the end of your ride. You're just about to miss the time cut off for a gold medal as opposed to a silver. So you're putting in a bit of stress. Excellent going. Jeez. I love the energy you guys have got. It's fantastic sitting here watching it. You've only got 20 seconds left to go. 10 seconds left. Great efforts. Well done. Oof. 3, 2, 1. Right, this is your relax minute. So keep going. Keep pedaling because it's good for your legs. Honest, Gov. But take the stress off. Yeah, drinks are a great idea. And this is where a minute suddenly seems like the shortest period in the world. But got a whole minute. $15 seconds left to go. 3, 2, 1. Into your next minute of hard work. Next minute of big effort. Lovely. Halfway through. Remember all that resilience training, hold your effort. Excellent. 15 seconds. You got it. Five, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Get your minutes relaxed now. Halfway through, suddenly this minute's flying. "15 seconds. Almost ready to go again. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very last minute of effort of the session. Make it count. It's your last chance. Half a minute left. Going for it. Well, that last 15 seconds. Everything into it. Brilliantly done. 10 left. Three, 2, 1. Relax. So relax for a little bit, and we're going to start winding down fairly soon. So do what you want for 30 seconds or so, and then we'll be a bit more structured. Very well done. There was some brilliant, absolutely brilliant efforts. Okie doke, slightly longer. It's going to bring you back into slightly more formal last 5 minutes or so. I'm going to set the metronome to 90. Got 5 minutes left to wind down. Now, if you can hold that 90 for the first little bit with a slight effort, that's good. And then just wind it down to suit yourselves. If I just reset that, I'll know how near we are. There we go. And so to anyone who's listening to this on a recording, if you could now please do 5 minutes of more gentle cycling to let your system return to homeostasis, reduce the chances of you being very stiff, help your heart rate to come down and your temperature to level out a little bit. That would be great. You warm down, cool down and warm up with the bits you're probably most likely to not bother with